Welcome to Tai Chi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight. Kick your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift your weight. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up your span, parallel feet, choose one side, cross and sit on that side, good Tai Chi posture, head erect, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, shift weight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, short one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good Tai Chi posture for good golden cockerel. Remember to engage your core muscles, okay? Right in the center there, your main major muscles. Opening up your span, shifting your weight to the left, center, counterbalance, up and down. Shift weight, center, up and down. Golden cockerel on its left and on its right. Last set. Kicking out, shift weight, center. Follow the kick with your leg and your eye. Follow, eye and hand and foot. Last set. Holding your ball. Root down, good Tai Chi posture. Straight up on your spine. Out on an L, move that ball. Part the wild horse's mane. Get a good stretch. Sit back, lower, pivot, center on a T, out on an L, move that ball. Here it is. Sit back and lower, twist, ball and T, out into the L, get a good bow stance. Sit back and lower, pivot, T and ball, L and ball, bow stance. Sit back and lower, pivot, parallel higher on a T, ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back and lower, pivot, parallel higher on a T, all together, ear, hand, heel, turn hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back and lower, pivot, brush your knee. Ear, heel, hand, turn hips and waist, brush knee. Sit back, sit down, listen carefully. Hold your ball in a T stance. Out on an L, part the wild horse's mane. Flip that hand and join it, cloud hands. Sit back, lower, pivot, open step, flip meet, closure step. Flip meet, open, middle, flip meet, closure stance, middle, last rotation, flip the hands open, middle, use your hips and waist. Flip your hands close, middle, hook the back hand on a T, out onto an L, single whip. Half step forward, sit back, pat your horse. On your toe, up his mane, cross at your wrist, step out to the left with your heel, gather the energy, center with a cross, and kick out. And in, stretch out that right knee to put your heel down, Look through your double punch. Sit back, lower, pivot, left hand on the outside, left foot coming up, kick out, in, hook, toe down in line with the heel, drop, sit down, halfway, veer to the left, stretch out and set, shift your weight up, golden cockerel. Toe down in line with that heel, pivot, hook, split, down, halfway, veer to the right, set, shift weight up, golden cockerel. Extend the knee, heel down. Hold your ball. Out with your right heel, spin the ball, right hand on the forehead, turn the hips and waist, shuttle right. Sit back, out, hold your ball, left heel out, turn, shuttle left. Half step to the back. Cross your hips and waist, right hand high, bend the back knee to the bottom of the C. One hand, join it with the second hand, then your foot touch, extend the knee, heel, flash arms like a fan. Sit back, lower, pivot, one fist up on your toe, deflect out with your heel to the right, bring it in, out with your hand, out with your heel, parry, punch, touch, open your fingers, roll back, sit down, lower, pivot, push up and forward. Sit back, sit down, lower, pivot, open step, in step, off the ground to embrace the tiger. Rotate on your wrists, both palms now facing at chest level. Push out with the core of your left. Separate shoulder width. Drop your shoulders. Everything falls in place as you flex your knees, gravity taking care of the rest. Up on your heel, off the ground, toe down, heel down. Okay, good. Let's review serpent in the grass. And let's look at some of the elements in serpent. So in serpent, we have done our last kick out with our left. We're setting ourselves up with this, okay, with this. So what is this? This is the hook hand, and I went over my video and I called it my, I think I said the middle finger, but really you know that it's the thumb that surrounds, the thumb is surrounded by the other fingers in a loose way, not in a tight grasp there. But rather than put the hook hand right in front of you, please place it to your right and keep it up higher. So let's see if you can understand why that is important. If it's up higher and away from you, you can see me doing this, okay? If, however, you keep it in front of you at a lower stance, you are doing this. So you may not see the difference, but you can really feel the difference. If it's up higher and to the side, your head or your glance has to look in that direction higher. So therefore, when you go down, you can see it with more, I want to say more definition, because if it's down lower, all you're going to do is you're not going to start high and come down low. You're already low, so you need that height on the hook hand to be towards your right. Okay, so can we put that position there so I can watch you turn towards the clock? And this is the real position you're in. So is it to the side of you? No, it's to the front of you to the side. Okay, and it's higher. So let me see if you've gotten that. All right. Now show me where your left hand should be, like parallel and higher. All right, now show me where your toe of your left foot should be. Now, you can all do better than that. That toed foot should be parallel rather than swerving out to the left. Okay? So I see some corrections and I don't see many more, okay? So where is your weight? On the, yeah, where your hook hand is on your right. All right, now drop down to make the right foot heavier. You have no choice but to drop that left foot, right? Do you guys hear me? Okay, all right, turn around. So not everybody is following correctly, so I just want to call it to your attention while you look forward, okay? So we said the hook hand is not in front of us, but in front of us, but to the side. And we also said it comes up higher, probably at least at eye level or slightly higher, rather than me looking down. I want to take it up higher, okay? So I guess maybe that eye level is not that clear, okay? So this left hand is here. Now, when we say that we need to weight down on that right foot, if you're weighted down, you're going to have to flex. So what happens? The left foot, which is still on its toe, naturally comes down. If I see you still high and you're coming down, there's a conflict. How can I put weight here and still have weight here? I need to have less weight here. So to bring it down, I need to come down and firmly plant this left foot or right foot down, okay? So down. This is my halfway. I then veer this way to the left, stretch out that arm to help me balance, right? So I turn my hook now this way. It's not going to do you any good if it's this way. You want to get that good stretch this way. Turn the hook this way. Then you're going to shift your weight to the left. Okay, going on. Toe down in line with your heel once you pivot. So you should have found that area. So right away, the hook hand is still higher, left hand is still here, okay? Hook hand is higher, it allows me to glance at it. It allows me to then split parallel. So you don't want this toe this way because you're already not parallel. You want to make sure that you're parallel. Once you do this maneuver here, the weight is already good for you on that left foot this time. You're glancing at it, you're looking at it, you're coming down halfway, your fingers are down. I start to pivot out now to the right, extend that hook hand, bring it up this way, and then come up this way. So I hesitated because my feet are not quite right. I need to bring it, I should have brought it out this way a little bit more to get that moment. You'll have to experience it, then you can come up, okay? If you're straight in line like this, you don't get the balance. But once you come out on an L this way, it works better to come up as a golden cockerel, okay? So it takes a lot of experiment, it takes a lot of watching, but also doing, because you feel the hesitation or the confidence that you need when you get into the right feet position and the right span in which you stretch out. Okay, so let's try it again. So let's come through a double punch, right foot on a straightaway, left foot on a 45, double punch. All right, setting ourselves up. Sit back and lower. Pivot all the way around. Left hand, left foot coming up. Kick out. In, hook, look, toe. Down, halfway. Veer to the left to set. Stretch out that hook hand. Shift your weight up. toe, pivot, higher hand to look, parallel hand, split, down, halfway, veer to the right, stretch out, turn that hook hand, up, golden cockerel. Extend the knee, hold your ball. Out with your heel, turn your hips and waist, push out to the left, right. Sit back, lower, pivot out, hold your ball, heel, turn the ball, left hand up higher, then turn hips and waist, shuttle left. Okay, so that part we can come forward so you can see, okay? Let's finalize the serpent thing, okay? So serpent thing, let me do it for you. So left hand on the outside, left foot coming up, kicking out, in line, in, hook, higher, parallel, down, halfway, turn my, pivot on my heel, turn with my hand, hook there, stretch out, up, golden cockerel. Toe, pivot, hook, out, down, halfway, veer, set, up, golden cockerel. Up, golden cockerel, okay? So this is what we're going to work on now. Up, golden cockerel. Then you hear me say extend the knee. So extend the knee means to stretch it out. Stretch it out, extend the knee, heel down, hold your ball. Heel out, right hand comes above the forehead, turn hips and waist, shuttle right. Sit back, lower, pivot out, hold ball, out with my heel, rotate, turn hips and waist, shuttle left. Half step to the back, across the hips and waist, set up the right hand, come down to the bottom of the C. So I'm bending my back foot, which has my weight, okay, my right foot. One hand comes up, join it by the other, and then your foot touch, extend the knee, start in the middle, flash arms like a fan. Okay, so that's what we're going to drill on today, okay, right now. All right, going forward now, okay? So, how do we do this now? I think it's this way, okay? Angle to the right, golden cockerel. Extend the knee, heel down, hold your ball. You can put a tap there for now. Out with your heel, rotate that ball, right hand comes on the forehead, turn hips and waist. Hey, are you doing it? Who's doing it? Nobody? All right. So I need practice, but you do too, right? Okay. So golden cockerel angles yourself to the right. Golden cockerel stands on his right. Extend the knee, heel down. Hold your ball, out with your heel, rotate the ball, right hand on the forehead, turn hips and waist, maiden shuttles on her right. Sit back, lower, pivot out, hold your ball, but you can put a tap there on a T-stance, out with your heel, rotate the ball, left hand above your head, turn hips and waist, maiden shuttles on her left. Half step to the back. Right hand across the hips and waist. Left hand. Right hand comes up. Bend the back knee to go to the bottom of the C. One hand comes up. Join it by the next hand. Then your foot touch. Extend the knee on a heel. Flash arms like a fan. Okay, so the fan starts here and you pull push forward, pull out, using your core, not just your hands, but something in the back allows you to move that. All right? We're angled to the right. These are drills, okay? Right hand pushes down as we stand. Golden cockerel stands on its right. Extend the knee with your heel down. Ball for better balance on a T. Out on an L. Turn, spin the ball. Right hand above the head. Turn the hips and waist. Maiden shuttles on her right. Sit back, lower, slightly pivot out. Hold your ball for better balance on a T. Out with your left heel. Rotate that ball. Left hand above the forehead. Turn hips and waist. Maiden on her left. Half step, shift your weight to the forward foot to go to the back. Left hand across the hips and waist. Right hand starts to take its position high, then comes down as the left hand counterbalances. One hand comes up, which is the forward hand. Join it by that back or left hand. Touch, extend the knee again, heel out. Flash arms like a fan. All right, catching on more. We've got about 2 more lengths to go. So how do we get started? You tell me. What position do we take? Golden cockerel stands on its right. Extend the knee on an L stance, heel down. Hold your ball. You can take a tippy there for an LT stance because we're going slowly. Our heel comes out as we rotate the ball. Right hand comes above the head. Turn hips and waist. Maiden on her right. Sit back. Pivot out. Hold your ball for better balance. Out with your heel. Rotate that ball above your head. Turn hips and waist. Maiden on her left. Half step to the back. Across your hips and waist. Set up the right hand. Weight on the back. Go down to the bottom of the C. One hand. Join it by 2 hands. Touch. Extend the knee of the left. Heel out. Flash arms like a fan. All right, now stand and just watch me, okay? Stand in the forward position and just watch me, okay? Up, golden cockerel. Extend the knee, hold your ball. Heel out, rotate the ball above your head, turn hips and waist. Maiden shuttles on her right. Sit back, sit down, pivot out. Hold your ball out on an L. Rotate that ball above your forehead. Turn hips and waist. Maiden on her left. Half step to the back. Across your hips and waist. Set up the right hand. Go down to the bottom of the C by flexing that back knee. One hand comes up. 2 hands come up. Then your foot. Extend the knee. Out with your heel. Flash arms like a fan. All right, one more time to try it with me. Golden cockerel standing on its right. Here we go. Out with your heel. Hold your ball. Out with your heel. Spin the ball. Right hand above the head. Turn the hips and waist. Maiden on her right. Sit back. Lower. Slightly pivot out. Hold your ball. Heel on an L, spin the ball, left hand on the forehead, turn the hips and waist, Maiden on her left. Half step to the back, across the hips and waist, sit up your right hand, down to the bottom of the C, flex that back knee. One hand comes up, join it with the back or left hand, touch, extend the knee, flash arms like a fan. New one. Sit back, lower. You're not going to see me, just try to listen. Pivot that left foot or front foot. Fist the right hand, push down with the left hand, spin out with your heel to the right to deflect, bring it in, out with your hand, out with your heel, to parry and punch. Okay, so then I've lost you, but then that's the next group of movements we're gonna do. All right, while everything is fresh, watch again, okay? Watch again how to do Maiden works or shuttle. So we said to get into Maiden works or shuttle, we will be at golden cockerel, standing on its right. Extend the knee, heel down, hold your ball. Heel out, turn, hips and waist, shuttle right. Sit back, slightly pivot out, hold your ball, out with your heel, rotate that ball, shuttles on her left. Half step to the back, across your hips and waist. Set up the top or right hand, down to the bottom of the C, bending that back knee. One hand comes up, join it by the second hand, touch, foot joins it, extend the knee, flash arms like a fan. One more time, okay? Not talking, okay? Okay? No talking, watch more. And you know the rest, okay? Same closing for all 10, 24, and 16 forms, okay? All right. Any questions first now? So yeah, it's hard to ask a question because the steps are so different, so unique, and every little bit of the movement plays into each other to get a good movement, a whole good movement. I think that the best way is to watch, to do, listen to the key words. And everything that we do in Tai Chi requires a shifting of weight. And more so now with these movements. You are constantly shifting weight, okay? So that's our focus. How are we shifting our weight when we do these movements towards the end? So we're going to go do a drill again, and each time we shift a weight, we're going to take note of it, whether it's mentally or verbally, okay? If you can better understand the element of shifting weight, the better and clearer you can understand how to do these movements. So how do we start? You show me. How do we start? Yep, right, golden cockerel, okay? So we're on one weighted foot, shift our weight, we hold our ball. Out with our heel. What do you do before you turn? You rotate your ball, hand goes onto the forehead, turn hips and waist, hands goes to the right, shuttles on her right. Sit back and lower, slightly pivot out, hold your ball for better balance on a T. We're going slowly, so I'm allowing you to put your T step. Out with an L stance, rotate the ball above the forehead, shift weight, shuttle to the left. Half step, shift weight to the back, cross the hips and waist, down to the bottom of the C. One hand comes up, join it by the second hand, then your foot, shift your weight, flash arms like a fan. Okay? We said 2 sets. Golden cockerel stands on its right. Extend the knee on an L stance, hold the ball on a T. out on an L, rotate that ball above your head, turn hips and waist, Maiden shuttles on her right. Sit back and lower, pivot out, hold your ball on a T. Out on an L, rotate that ball above the forehead, turn hips and waist, Maiden on her left. Shift weight, half step to the back on your toe, across your hips and waist, set up the top hand, needle to the bottom of the C. One hand, join it by the other hand, touch, then your foot out with your knee, flush arms like a fan. Okay, one more time, make it better. Then we're moving on. Right golden cockle. Extend the knee on an L, hold your ball. You can make a T step. Out on an L, rotate that ball above your head, turn hips and waist, Maiden on her right. Sit back, lower, pivot out, hold ball on a T, out with your heel, spin the ball above your forehead, turn hips and waist, Maiden on her left. Half step to the back, across your hips and waist, set up the top or right hand on your toe. What are you going to do? Ground yourself by flexing that back knee. One hand comes up, join it by the second hand, touch, up with that left foot, extend the knee on the heel, flush arms like a fan. Listen first, you won't see me. Let's see how well good listeners you are. Sit back, lower, pivot the front foot. Fist the right hand while you're on the toe of your right foot. One hand is up and one hand is down. The fisted hand is lower. So yin and yang now. The top hand is going to come down and the fisted hand is going to come up and swerve. Down with the left hand, up with the fisted hand. Spin out with your right heel towards your right. Bring it into as you deflect, then parry, and then punch. Home stretch, touch, open your fingers. Shoulder width away as you roll back, sink, then power up and power forward. Finish it off. Sit back, sit down, lower. Pivot, open pivot, in pivot, off the ground, embrace the tiger, right hand on the inside of the cross, coming up, using your cores, rotating, both hands are now facing at chest level, both palms. Push out with your core, separate, drop your shoulders, flex your knees, then close your form. Okay? So a little better every time we do it, okay, but it's going to require some practicing. So what I've done is really broken it down, but we can start there and then we can start after that to refine the movements so it's not just smoother, but it makes a little bit more sense. I don't know if that's the right word, but it makes it, yeah, it gives you a more of an understanding and I want to say a comprehension of how if you start with the little itty bitty puzzle pieces and put it together, it becomes a nice whole. In instructing like this, I tend to lose that wholeness, but I feel that's more important now to get those little itty bitties in, although it seems a little like a robot, but gradually it'll pay off rather than doing the whole and saying, you know, you just catch up and follow and fill in the gaps. I rather do the itty bitties and get that worked out well so that the habit is already formed. All right. Good Tai Chi posture, grow a little taller through the spine, dropping those shoulders, tucking the butt, sinking your chest. Good thoughts. Here we go. Tongue on your palate. Shift weight. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Rotate. Deep breath, elevate. Show me your palms, drop elbows, wrists, put it on the table. Round out, holding your ball in a T stance. Part the wild horse's mane. You sure you have enough energy stored on the right back foot? Here we go. Out on an L, move that ball. Part the wild horse's mane. Here it is. Stretch. Sit back and lower. Pivot out. Hold your ball for better balance. Out on an L, move that ball. Here it is. Sit back, lower, pivot out, hold your ball, L stance, move the ball, O stance. Half step forward, hold your ball on your toe, spin your ball to the right as you sit back on your back foot. Follow that right hand to go up, left foot comes up on its toe, white crane spreads its wing, sinking on your back or right foot. Drop your front foot, bisect your body, swirl back to your right, lift up the front foot on its heel as you brush your knee one. Sit back, lower, pivot out, parallel higher on a T, ear, heel, hand, turn, hips and waist, brush knee two. Sit back, lower, pivot out, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, turn, hips and waist, brush knee final. Half step forward on your toe, sit back on your back foot, reposition your hands, rock the front foot to its toe, set it on its heel, play your lute. Drop your front foot, center your front hand, glance at your back hand that's higher. Ready, lift up, ear, toe, heel. Repulse of the monkey, one. Center, glance at the higher hand, lift up, ear, toe, heel. Acknowledge the center, repulse two. Center, higher glance, lift up, ear, toe, heel. Repulse of the monkey, three. Center, higher, glance, lift, modify that back foot, repulse of the monkey, final. Hold your ball on a T stance. Out with your heel, push your opponent away. Turn your hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail. Put all that energy on the back foot. Turn at the hips and waist contact, push at the middle. Separate and roll back, drop down, power up, power forward. Sit down, lower, pivot, center, ball and T, out on an L, give me my space. Turn hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail, sit down, store that energy, turn, contact, push out that energy in the center, separate and roll back, make yourself small, drop down, power up, power forward. Sit down, lower, pivot, cup, out to the 9 o'clock, modified cloud hands, T, look, hook the back hand, left hand comes above, cross your face out, turn your fist out, palm out, single whip. Sit back, lower, pivot, cup, turn hips and waist, 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, turn hips and waist, 9 o'clock. Home base, don't forget to use your hips and waist at 3 o'clock. Middle, turn hips and waist, 9 o'clock. Middle, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, turn hips and waist, middle. 9 o'clock, flip the hands, close the feet. Cup, stem, turn that into a hook, T-stance, across the hips and waist, L stance. Turn out your palms, second single whip. Half step forward. Sit back on the back foot, rock the front foot to its toe, up on the left on its toe, pat your horse up its mane. Cross at the left, sit down on your heel, open up on an ellipse, right hand on the outside, right foot out, kick out. In, drop gently on your heel, drop the shoulders, hips, shoulders and wrists, double punch. Sit back, lower, pivot, left hand on the outside, left foot coming up, kick, out, in, hook, down with your toe, parallel, down, halfway, everything drops and pivots to the left, stretch out, set, shift weight up, golden cockerel, toe down, pivot, hook, split, down, halfway, pivot to the right, stretch, shift weight, up, golden cockerel. Extend the knee, heel down, hold your ball. Heel out, turn, rotate your hands to the forehead, turn hips and waist, Maiden on her right. Sit back, lower, pivot out, hold your ball. L stance, rotate the ball first, then turn hips and waist, Shuttle's on her left. Half step to the back with your toe, across your hips and waist, set up the right or top hand, not needle, bending that back knee. One hand comes up, second hand comes up, touch, extend the knee, put a heel out, flash arms like a fan. Sit back, lower, pivot, fist, hand up, fist up rather, out with your heel, deflect, bring it in, parry, punch, touch, open your fingers, roll back and sink, power up, power forward. Sit back, lower, pivot, copy with your feet, your hands follow, in, pivot, shift weight, right hand on the inside to embrace the tiger, rotate, come up, palms facing, use your core to push out, separate, shoulder width. What do? Drop your shoulders, tuck your elbows, wrists, flex your knees, up on your heel, off the ground, closing form.